up to the boys. Fox and Shane, set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50-50, we cold as ice. One thing cold, but a penny turn red. Can't let that go down in my hand, war gaming.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Hobby Homies. We are your weekly tabletop podcast. I'm Shane. As always, I'm hanging out with Fox.
Howdy, friends.
And of course, we've got Churchy in the void.
Yep, I'm stuck in the void.
He didn't feel like having a Churchy camp today, so we haven't got one.
He's a bit self-conscious. His beard's
Yeah.
all scrambled. He hasn't done his makeup, his blush, his mascara.
Got food in it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saving it for later.
Yeah.
Burrito.
He's a giant face of food.
Pretty much.
Food in his eyebrows, which is odd. We can see it. You can't.
How did it get there? What's
put
it
it there?
doing there?
I think he
okay.
deliberately put it in there. He's using his eyebrows like little balconies.
Yep.
And he's just stacking the food up on top of that. So he is no longer with us in video form.
Today, we are just kicking back. This is a bit of a chill out episode today. We have spent a massive weekend of playing games.
Yes.
All day, 4 days, non-stop game action.
A Gameapalooza.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Clever.
That's the name of the episode. Gameapalooza.
Gameapalooza.
Write that down. We'll forget in 45 minutes.
To write that down. How can we forget that?
Yes. So what prompted this Gameapalooza was one of our homies coming down from across
And down.
coming sideways and down.
From Radelaide.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then once you've got one person from Radelaide, we
Yep.
collected another one from Melbourne, another one from
Further out Melbourne.
Yep. Melbourne ways.
Yep.
And
We got together and went to Geelong.
yeah. The place to be.
The place to be.
Kind of what
Yep.
Victoria's slogan used to be, right?
I think
Victoria,
it was
the place
for
to
a
be.
while.
And then it was the Garden State, or was
And
that somewhere else?
Now it's like the place you're at.
You have to be.
Yeah.
The place you have to be. Yeah, so the weekend kicked off Friday.
Yep.
You and Ollie got together
Yeah.
and played a game of something he had been working. You'll hear us, I assume, refer to Ollie a few times.
Yes.
Because he is the Radelaide
He is
Ian.
from Radelaide.
And you all played Battlefleet Gothic.
We played the the long discontinued naval fleet game of Battlefleet Gothic.
That sounds correct.
Yep.
And
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
He had been 3D printing these two fleets and painting all of the things for it.
And building terrain and printing tokens and painting tokens, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
The sum of a couple of months all came in this one box.
One box. Yeah.
But it was awesome. Oh, it was so much fun.
Did he
Had an
say
absolute blast.
Did he say it was his favorite? Definitely his favorite GW game.
Is it though?
I thought he'd said
40K
that.
was his favorite. It might be. It might be one of those things like, it's one of those gems that you can't really play.
Yeah, sure.
It's not available anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you have access to similar looking files.
Yeah,
But
and
not exactly the same.
that would be illegal,
That would be highly illegal.
and we would never do that.
No, we didn't condone such illegal activities.
Although, hit us up on the no. I believe he only got a 3D printer relatively recently too,
Yeah.
like 6 months ago, I want to say.
Yep.
So playing the game was probably never on the cards for him because you don't want to pay those exorbitant OOP eBay
Secondhand
prices.
Yeah. And that's if people even want to separate with it. It's this. I think with a lot of people, this is sort of one of those things that's like close to their hearts.
Yes.
It was like the old school Necromunda before it was re-released. Like a small select few were keeping it alive.
Yep.
Via online updates and stuff like that, and basically that is what Battlefleet Gothic has had. Sorry, I nearly had an aneurysm then.
Has have had. I think
and-
you said the correct things. Just all of them.
All of them.
You picked all of them. Someone was like, your brain was like, do you want to use has, have, or had? And you're like, yes.
Well, yes.
Yes, please.
So the FAQ for this is like twice as long as the actual rulebook.
Yeah.
Because they've been constantly updating it.
Amazing.
And keeping it balanced and all that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we played it and I loved it. It was great.
We'll talk about that in a sec. I want to give people a rundown on what kind of games over the weekend collectively we played, because we're going to sort of talk about each and every single one of them.
Yep.
So to give you an idea, Shane, you did the bulk of the heavy lifting, aka playing the games. I was there Saturday, which was the big Hullapalooza.
Gameapalooza.
No, the Gameapalooza was a whole weekend. The singular day was the Hullapalooza. And we call it that because that's all I thought of. So we played BFG, HeroQuest, one-page rules, Grimdark Future.
Yep.
One-page rules, Firefight.
Yep.
Grimdark Future, Firefight, the skirmish one.
Yep.
Test of Honor.
Yep.
And 40K.
And 40K.
I'm particularly excited to hear about the last two from you.
Okay, yes. Yep.
Because I've never heard of someone playing Test of Honor that wasn't me.
Yep.
So that's interesting to me. And also the game you swore you'd never play, you played on the end of the list there.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear about that.
Yep.
But
that was fun. Yep.
Battlefleet Gothic, you played that the Friday night.
Yep. Yep.
And then we all played that the Saturday night.
Saturday night, yeah. So Friday night was basically a learning game for me.
Yeah.
Ollie absolutely decimated my fleet. There, I did not destroy a single ship of his.
I love when someone teaches you the game
And stomps you.
and just destroys you, like
You have to.
demoralize. Yeah,
You have to,
You have to
right?
let them know. Not only do I know this game,
Yeah.
but you are an ant to me, and I can crush you at will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are the kid with the magnifying glass.
Yeah,
I am but a wee ant.
yeah. And he anted you.
Yes, he did. So basically learned the play for that. But then Saturday, us five, got down to throw the dice down in Geelong, made a bit of a trip down there,
Yes,
and we played games for... It went quick.
it
Did it go quick?
evaporated.
We were there for like 5 hours, right?
It didn't feel like it.
No.
It literally felt like when we were packing up to leave that we had only had breakfast a mere hour before. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'd had breakfast, gone there, and played for 5 hours, which
Yep.
was crazy. That time evaporated.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. They say time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely.
And
We had a blast.
we had a blast.
We played some HeroQuest. Burnsy was DMing that for us.
That was awesome.
Yeah. That was new to me. I've never played really anything like HeroQuest besides Silver Tower, you know?
Yeah, true. That sort of dungeon crawling kind
Yeah.
of style game.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to pick your brain. What was, when you played Friday night,
Yep.
what was your expectation of Battlefleet Gothic? And then what was your sort of thoughts after having played it a first time, apart from where'd all my ships go?
Yeah. Well, there was just blast tokens literally everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really go into it with much expectations.
Sure.
I wanted to have a look at the rules prior to playing just to make sure like I wasn't going to be like, how do I fly forward? You know,
Yes.
some silly question like that.
Sure.
When do I move?
Oh, so before Ollie even got here, you had already flicked through.
I hadn't.
Okay.
I wanted to, but I just didn't get
sure,
around to
sure.
it. So I went in with those silly questions.
Yeah.
But
What's this?
yeah,
like, that's the dice, Shane.
That's dice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What's this? It's a rangefinder. That's a Hobby Homies rangefinder. You sorted that out. Oh, and what this? That's your
table.
desk. Yeah, it's your table.
Yeah, that was basically me for the first game.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, like I picked it up. Like it has what looks confusing from the get go, a table where you can determine how many dice you're rolling.
Yeah.
Everything's combined, so like your weapons have a certain strength.
Yeah.
And then you're combining that to what position the ship is, whether it's closing, moving away, or a beam, which is on the side.
Sure.
A beam is generally the most difficult way to hit because you can quite imagine like a ship is like moving. That's when it's moving its quickest, right? Is when it's going like horizontally
sure.
past you.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah. So that's when you have like the fewer dice. But it's basically looking at this table and you're going, okay, I have strength 10. You go to a capital ship. It's moving a beam. I might have like 3 dice.
Yeah.
But I'm within 15 centimeters, which the game uses metric,
Oh.
but purely for the movement.
Blew my mind.
You move it one forward, so you go, okay, I get 5 dice or whatever, or it's further than 30 centimeters, so you get 1 dice or 2
Yeah.
dice or whatever. So there's like a whole thing there. But once you understand that singular mechanic, the rest of the game is easy.
Yeah. And column shifting.
That's that.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
Column
yeah.
shifting. Yeah.
The thing that confused me most was just like the terminology beam. And I was like, but I'm not shooting a beam. I'm shooting my missiles. I'm shooting my torpedoes. Why am I now checking the beam? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did later learn its meaning, but I was like, I couldn't. It took a while to get my brain around it.
By the time you played it, it was 9 o'clock at night, and
I was beyond
you
cooked.
were cooked.
I was
Cooked
beyond
as. So like, I just remember seeing you at the table, just like. Just your like head in your arms, and I'm like, "Well, he's checked out," and you're like, "No, I haven't." How many dice am I rolling?
I remember there was one point where I've got this app on my phone,
Yeah.
and I was sitting in the menu of this game, and I remember staring at it, thinking like, "Oh, yeah, I was gonna quickly do something while it wasn't my turn." It had gone all the way around, come back to my turn, and I was still staring at the screen. That's when you're like, "You're checked out." I'm like, "Of everything, I'm checked out of everything."
Yeah, yeah,
But I did love it.
yeah.
And I was the whole time there. I was like, I want to play this because
Yep.
for ages there's been this gap in our repertoire of games.
Yep.
This naval warfare in the space,
In the vacuum. Yep.
vacuum
Yep.
warfare, like bot wars but with vacuums.
Vacuums. My Dyson versus your
Hoover.
Bissell.
That's your Bissell.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a Bissell, bro. Don't put that on me. I'm a Hoover boy.
Hoover.
Or what's the
Hoover
good one?
is-
There's
Bissell.
is Bissell a good one?
They're all right.
How much did that cost you?
$700.
Yeah, it's about the same price as my
Dyson. You got
Dyson
you got a
stick vac.
stick?
Yeah.
We were going to get one of them. Anyway,
Don't.
this
It's
is a
rubbish.
tangent.
That's
That's why we got
vacuum.
that, because we heard they were rubbish.
Yeah. I was so shattered that we spent so much money on the stick vac. And we got rid of the big vac when we got the stick vac.
Oh,
Now we're in a big house. We need the big vac. Stick vac, not cutting it.
No.
But that episode's next week.
yeah. Cleaning products.
Stick vac or big vac?
Stick vac. Backpack vac.
Backpack vac. Of
That's
those,
a missing mark. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, they're like a commercial thing.
they're very commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, not quite a domestic thing. But anyways, again, that's a teaser for next week.
Yep.
So and I've wanted to play Armada since I heard it existed.
Yeah.
Star Wars
yeah.
Armada.
Yeah. It was
But
just so hard to get into.
yeah,
Like the cost point was just phenomenal.
crazy.
And like no one plays it around here. So
No.
like, you know, again, I mean, we fly games just between us, you know,
Yep.
like Test of Honor or whatever. But like,
For sure. I think the
Yeah.
difference is, like, we'll play a game if there's at least someone that can teach us how to play.
Yep.
Learning a game from the ground up, it takes so much time and
It's hard
effort.
work.
It is hard work,
Yeah.
especially something as convoluted and complex as Armada.
Yep.
So then when we heard of Billion Suns, when you brought us Billion Suns on Unfamiliar War Games,
that was a while ago.
I was like, Goblin's Forge, I need you to print me all of it because we need to play this game.
Yeah.
And we did, but we just never got around to it again, the
Yep.
rules.
Yep.
So to have Ollie come in and just be able to teach us how to play this game,
Yep.
I was super excited for it, but I felt like, have you ever like gone down a roller coaster really fast and like you can feel the blackness sort of close in because you're about to pass out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I had that a few times on Saturday night.
I think that's been close to death.
Yeah, when I drove home, I think I napped on the long street that you've got.
Yeah,
that goes
nice.
down there.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a good place to nap.
You know when you wake up and you're like,
How did I get here?
I don't remember any of the last 10
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
that. So, which was a shame, but I did.
Power nap.
I remember. That's right.
Power nap.
It was absolute legal and safe power nap.
Yeah.
But yes, I was exhausted, but I was watching this game happen. It was like an out of body experience.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
watching myself zonked on the table, and all you guys have a blast play this game. And it was two teams. It was
me and Aggro versus
me.
you and Ollie.
Sure, you had to
Yeah.
remind me because it's a blur.
Well, versus Ollie.
Which was great because
You were AFK.
I was AFK. Yeah. It was Ollie versus you two. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the ghost of Fox. And I noticed you'd only played it once, but the way you navigated the rules, you would think you'd played it more than that.
It just, I don't know. It was,
Like, it clicked with you or something.
Like it really was. And like,
Yeah.
I was like, not teaching Aggro how to play, but like working with him when we were deciding what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I know this? But I've played so many games of 40k and I'm still like, how do I charge?
What's the strategy?
Exactly.
How to win?
How do command points work?
Yeah, how
Like,
does the game work?
But I'm just like, I don't know. There was just something about it that just really resonated with me and was just working well, you know?
I remember there was one point where it was like, Aggro said, oh, should we do this? And you're like, well, actually, you know, if we go and we shoot that range and we column shift and if we go down here, we could hit that ship with too. But if we blast the side of, or the front of that with this gun, will roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you guys play like 4 games last night or something? So you did well.
It was it was good.
But I do feel like I could play that game again and kind of do the very basic rules.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
there is that hurdle you just got to get to, that when you jump it,
Yep.
it does sink in and it becomes
Yep.
really intuitive, which
Yeah.
is maybe why it's such a lovable game. I wonder why it was discontinued all those years ago.
No idea.
I mean, wargaming just wasn't what it was,
Nah,
what it
that's
is. So it probably just
Who knows?
was
There's
before
a
its
chance where
time.
it could come back.
Absolutely.
You know, like we've got like the likes of like Aeronautica Imperialis.
Yep.
It's maybe that was to counter like X-wing or whatever, but if there's success there, maybe they'll consider bringing Battlefleet Gothic back.
I heard, I can't remember if it was in our Discord, and it kind of just like glimpsed by me, but people were talking about Epic.
Oh, yeah, Epic 40K.
Epic
Yeah,
40K.
yeah. Yep.
And talking about how, what is it, Titanicus
Yep.
and Aeronautica Imperialis are the right scale.
I think it's 6 mil, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people are like, if they just keep making a bunch of these smaller games, eventually they'll just be one box away from, hey, here's Epic.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, that's
yeah.
an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Side tangent, because that has nothing to do with, we didn't
No.
play Epic, so
No, we should do one day.
we should.
But yeah, it was great. Battlefleet Gothic played Chaos versus Imperium ships.
Yeah.
They weren't Space Marines, which is different. These were like ships that the Navy use.
Ah.
So it's like the Astra Militarum Navy Department, or whatever you want to call that.
Sure. That's interesting because
Yeah.
they had very Gothic cathedral vibes, and I almost felt like I was playing a full fleet of like what the Sisters of Battle would use.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Yep.
it had
I
that-
imagine they'd use similar ships.
Yeah.
But these are Imperial Navy. I think they actually
Sure.
called. Yeah, yeah. So there might be like there's be like astropaths on those ships and like
Yeah.
admirals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of guardsmen.
I would assume many
Yep.
guardsmen.
Yep.
Those ships looked big, like
They were massive.
I imagined a little. Did someone say they're 7 kilometers long?
Yeah, 7 or 14 or something like that. It was
Yeah,
just
for the
ridiculous.
big
It
ship.
was like yeah.
Not in real life.
No,
these were very
on the
small.
table,
In
they were
fact,
very
yeah, they were scaled down quite a lot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the game would have been quite difficult. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we played a bit of that. Played HeroQuest.
I did like, by the way, just going back.
Okay.
I didn't understand, but I did like that there was this. There was a lot of persistent stuff happening.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
there was a lot of those blast tokens. The table was littered with them at one point.
Residual stuff that like the torpedoes as well.
Yeah, there was torpedoes flying off that
Yep.
just keep going. And you kind of
Yep.
had to like line up. You would shoot torpedoes and hope that maybe someone would be forced to cross the path.
Yeah, because there's minimum movements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's things you can do to like counter that, but it costs you got to roll for an action, like for an order.
Yeah.
And you can
that's
fail
right.
your orders if you don't beat your leadership.
You can
score.
lock on and
Lock on.
what's
yeah.
the ordnance phase?
So ordnance phase is like after shooting. It's like when you move the torpedoes.
And any little you've got actual bays on the thing that can
fighter
let out
bays
fighters and
bomber
stuff.
bays and stuff like that. Yeah.
And they come out and then you move them in the ordnance
Yep.
phase. Yeah.
Yep. You can use your fighters to counter other fighters from other ships, or to take out the torpedoes,
Yep.
stuff like that. So if you've got a torpedo coming at you, you can scramble fighters and take it out.
So cool.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
there was like 2 fighters coming towards one of my ships, and I was like, Ollie, what should I do about the fighters? He's like, well, see how they're there? Go straight through them.
yeah.
They're not going to do anything.
No, they don't do
I was
anything to your main
"Oh,
ships.
I'm just going to headbutt them then.
Yeah.
I think I whiffed on them, but still, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game felt like it had so much depth, you know?
Yep.
There's that basic rules, movement, shooting. Then there's shields and persistent tokens. Like when your shield blows up, is that when the starburst little tokens
So
go down?
you take those blast tokens when when there's like, for instance, your ship has 2 shields, right?
Yeah.
So if you have 2 tokens against your base, or
Yep.
in contact with your base,
Yep.
your shield is now down.
Sure.
And then from then you start taking actual damage. So
Ah.
you take these kind of hits before you start taking damage, and when you
Sure.
move away, your shields are back up. Again,
Oh, okay.
You know, so
So it's kind of like, it just, those were to note that your shields are basically down for that turn.
Pretty much.
And so any other
Pretty
damage
much.
is just straight damage, and then you move your shields back up, you remove those tokens,
Well, no, those tokens stay there.
just offloading in space.
Yeah,
What's the point of that?
It's meant to replicate like rubble and debris and,
Oh,
and
sure.
stuff like that.
Actual
Like,
damage.
Actual damage, yeah. So like,
So does it
other
affect stuff?
well, you can't. It affects when you shoot through it. I think you
Oh.
lose strength. And I believe if you place your ship and you place it and there's nowhere to go except for tokens, immediately your shields are down.
Oh.
Like I think.
Cool.
But like it definitely affects like firing through it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, I think if people are listening and going, oh, that sounds good, it's one of those games that's great because it can become like this game you play on the side with sort of like almost the basic rules, or if you pick it back up, it's quick to learn again. I feel like
absolutely, yeah.
But if you wanted to make it your main game, I feel like there's so much depth there that you could.
There's rules for like campaigns and stuff like that too.
Yeah, awesome.
And like there's more ships and and different fleets and I think we just played 1,000 points or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that was generally considered like the biggest you would play.
Sure.
You wouldn't really play any bigger.
Okay.
You could play smaller.
Yeah.
Change your ship's loadout, different weapons.
You could definitely just, if you wanted to have a massive, apocalypse size,
If you wanted to.
you totally could.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. I wish I could have given it more energy, but I remember thinking, this game's tight. This game's tight.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
that was Battlefleet Gothic. You played it Friday night, then we played it again Saturday night.
Yeah.
And first game, cab off the rank on Saturday when we all got together.
That's HeroQuest.
HeroQuest.
Yep.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it.
Sure.
I did. It was interesting. It's have never played the first iteration, so it was all new to me. There were some things I'm not gonna say I didn't like, but were unusual. I thought like I played as the wizard.
Yeah.
And I had access to like 3 different disciplines of magic, right?
Yeah. You had all
Earth,
these
air,
spell
and
cards.
water or something. I had like
Laid out in
9
front of
spell
you.
cards.
Yeah.
And like I'm looking at a lot of them and I'm like, okay, yeah, these are all generally like passive abilities. They're not doing much,
Yeah.
and I can just do them.
Yeah.
I don't have to roll. I don't have mana or anything like that. I just
do them.
if I want to do that, I just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess yeah, sure. Maybe you're a wizard who's been studying magic for a long time and you can just do that.
Yeah.
But like it just felt weird.
Yeah.
Felt very weird. One of the abilities I had like could summon a genie and he could hit like attack something with like 5 attack dice.
Yeah. Which
Which I thought was just nuts.
Yeah, I think so. It's for those that don't know, it's like a boxed game. You play it on a giant gridded map.
Yeah.
The very first thing we thought when it came out was looks like Cluedo.
Yeah.
Had different colored rooms.
Yep.
It was all gridded up.
Yep.
You knew there was like going to be doorways revealed into said rooms.
Yeah.
And
And
so-
it's just one board.
Yeah.
And each mission uses a different layout. Like Burnsy had it all behind his DM screen.
Yeah.
And different things, and and he decides when we move somewhere what we can see.
Yeah.
From where we are and stuff like that.
Yeah. And we all had a hero each that had different stats.
Yeah.
There was 4 different stats, I think, and we all kind of, if I was a barbarian, I had lots of strength, but my mind dumb, and you were the wizard, so your mind good. Oh wait, mind good. Mind is good,
Yes.
and your strength was garbage,
Yeah,
but it didn't
yeah.
matter because you had a genie and spells.
Yeah.
And so as a team, we there's a million games like it. It kind of is a little bit. If you played Zombie Side, it's like that, but gridded instead of
Okay.
moving section to section.
Yep.
You've got your little character. You've got usually 1 or 2 actions that you can do.
Yep.
One's always move, basically.
And one's do something else.
Yeah. Or one's search and shoot or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. And so and that's all we were doing, going around the map,
Yep.
moving and shooting, or attacking, sorry.
Yeah.
Or moving and searching.
Yep.
And that was basically it.
Yeah. Like I feel like it'd be good to like follow through the missions in the campaign.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those games where I think you have to put a little bit of role play into it.
Yeah.
If we're just playing it just as a board game,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Sure.
I
yeah.
think. But then like it's like we're not really like we've done a few RPGs, but we're not really role players.
Yeah.
you
For
know?
sure. For
So,
sure.
I mean, I don't know. It was good though. I would definitely have another go. Try it again.
It was like a Gloomhaven light for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Having played Gloomhaven before, I was like, it's like that with less steps.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Like for us being able to set it up and play that quickly,
Yeah.
It was perfect for the day.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was really good. And I think it'd be a good game too for like regular board gamers that you might want to try and get into an RPG or something like that.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
It's a nice gateway game.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that was always the best part about Gloomhaven. Like, the game was awesome.
Yeah.
And the way you had to combo cards or think about the cards you played was great. And
Yep.
there was a store or whatever. But we would always put on like tavern music, and we'd play battle music when we were on the thing, and then when you go back to the city, we'd play tavern music. We'd pour ourselves a new beer.
Yeah.
And we'd open up the shop, which was like another table off to the side that had all the items on it, and we'd have a screen in front of it. So when the shop opened, so
Yeah.
it is. Some of those games just create an opportunity for you to fill out the rest of the game in terms of atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so I agree. I think it almost needs that because, like you say, on its own. I mean, we just played the intro mission.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another problem.
It was basic as I think a few things Burnsy left out because it was the intro mission.
Yeah.
So there was no traps. There was nothing like that. No hidden doors and
true.
shit.
No traps. We had no items. The rest of us.
Oh yeah, true.
We had none of that. So we just played it nice, quick, and it was good because it kind of. We're destroying the studio. It was good because it gave us an opportunity to think, because we had a day of playing games.
Yeah, yeah.
Were we going to play this again? How were we going to stack it up against the rest of the games?
Yep.
Finite time, infinite games.
That's right.
So it was good to play a quick intro of that, move to something else, and then I fully intended I think we all thought we were going to come back and play another thing of
absolutely.
HeroQuest, but it just never came up.
No. By the time we got home, like, it was pretty late.
Yeah.
And I know you were keen for Battlefleet Gothic, so we threw that on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was awesome playing in at Throw the Dice. So he's got a separate room.
Yeah.
That's like a DM room.
That little DM room, absolutely, had a little curtain there, and he's decked it out pretty well.
Yeah, some almost like candlelight feel to it because it was all it was nice and moody in there.
Yep.
So that was cool, and I think the banter between all of us was on point that game. Like everyone just shitting on you for using a genie, and they're like, Shane, you don't actually have to do anything. You just
summon
send
the
your genie
every time.
I loved there was one stage where you finally used a different spell.
Yeah.
And that was to shift through the wall.
Yeah.
Because your plan was, I'll shift through the wall while we're all fighting the monster at the
boss.
front.
Yeah.
And you'll take the
looting
the treasure chest at the back.
Yeah.
But I love that the shift through a wall took up your action.
Yeah.
So you were just like, I'll stand here and get it next turn.
Yeah.
And then who was it that
Ollie
yoinked it off
you?
you?
He came through and looted it.
He was there fighting the big guy, and then his next turn he was like, whoop, I'll steal it in front of you.
Typical dwarf.
Yeah, such a
Going
dwarf
for the
thing to
gold.
do. So then you just genied again.
Yeah.
But that was good fun.
That boss nearly messed me up. I
Yeah.
only had 4 hit points and it dealt 2
Yeah, that's
in
right.
one go, and I was just like, I'm in trouble here.
Yeah. You were in trouble.
Yeah.
And then I think you shifted back through the wall. Did you
Yeah,
sneak
I think
out
so.
quickly?
Yep.
Yeah. So no, it was good fun.
Yeah.
What did we hit after that?
We
that's
played,
right.
Grimdark Future.
Yeah.
3-way.
We had a 3-way.
We did have a 3-way in the middle of Throw the Dice.
It was awesome. Everyone was watching and cheering and clapping us on.
Someone took some photos.
Yeah, I've got some photos.
Me too.
Yeah, some close-ups,
Yep.
some far-aways. It was good.
It was good. It was 1,000 points of Grimdark Future.
And whilst we were doing that, so it was you, me, Ollie, 1,000 points each.
Yep.
And then Burnsy and Aggro went and played
Was it what they
Firefight.
play?
Is it called Firefight?
It is, but
it's
it's not
Mantics.
one-page rules. It's Mantics.
Which is their skirmish game.
Is it Dead Zone Firefight?
I don't know, we weren't playing it.
We weren't playing it, no. But it was that.
And they were playing that in the Moody RPG room.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
sweet. I had a look. Some of the models looked really nice.
Oh, yeah. Had a good board laid out. I think it had hexes too,
Yeah.
which is interesting for like a skirmish game.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Huh. There you go. Yeah, so
Yep.
that was sweet. I glanced at that a couple times, but
Yeah.
mostly was locked in on our game.
Yes, that was a close game for a while.
Ah, yes. Yes.
And then I got double
Clapped.
teamed.
Double teamed.
I
Well,
was fighting on 2 fronts.
yeah. So
Yep.
Ollie was playing Death Guard.
Yep.
Was
You
it
were
Death Guard?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you were playing. Oh well, Death Guard. It was.
Demons of
It was
Nurgle.
Havoc Brothers.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was he called it something else, but maybe was it Grim?
It was. It's their version of Chaos.
Sure.
Havoc Brothers.
Is it?
Plague Havoc Brothers or something?
Ah,
like that.
right. Plague Havoc Brothers.
Yeah.
That's right. That
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, you were playing Robot Legions.
Yes.
And I was playing Prime Blood Brothers.
Sure, but we were all using 40k models
Yes,
for
it
our
was.
one-page
So it
rules
was-
game.
Yeah, it was Death Guard versus Necrons versus Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great to get another game under my belt. Maybe only the second one I'd played, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
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 It was cool to bring a different faction. It was cool to use painted models.
Yep.
Whole table was painted models.
It was. It really was.
Unheard of.
Yep. Yep.
And it went pretty well. Like you just did your famous mission of
Yep.
one objective in the middle worth 2, one objective in our own deployments worth 1 for
Yep.
us, 2 for them. Was it?
It was just one.
That's
either
right.
way.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
One.
it was basically that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And so the mission ended up coming down to points, but you did. I sent some to you, some baddies to you,
Yep.
some robots to Ollie, and the ones hit you first, and then Ollie sent everything, and then from there it was just you getting pummeled
Yeah. Yeah.
for an hour.
And yeah, and Prime Blood Brothers are just so overcosted in one-page rules.
Are they?
They're just ridiculously expensive. Like because they got a 2-up save.
Sure.
And regen and not regen. Something else. But like Furious, I think. So on the charge, they get an extra attack. Something like
Right,
that.
right.
I was comparing it against like the just Prime Brothers and like the same models. It's 10 points difference.
Wow.
So just for that extra attack on the charge.
And the 2-up?
And and 2-up is like they both had 2-up.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I was going to say, I didn't really notice that yours were any more or less durable than Ollie's, and he was using non-prime
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah, and it's because like if anything's got AP, a 6-up save saves anything anyway.
Yeah.
So at best case, 3 AP, I'm still saving it at 5-up.
Yeah, that's true.
So
and the most
Yeah.
of the shooting stuff I did was actually -4, so
yeah, so it's 6s.
it's 6s anyways.
Yeah,
And there
yeah.
goes your bonus.
Yep, and you're paying for all those points. So unless you're going to get something with no AP,
Yep.
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So I've come to the conclusion that regular Battle Brothers is the way to go.
Yeah.
They're cheaper. It's a 3-up save, but it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. This is fun.
This is fine.
Yeah. And Ollie did teleport basically. He had the polite thing to do when you have 2 units that you can deep strike in a 3-player game is to go one over there, one over there. And He
Yep.
was like, nah, I haven't pummeled Shane enough in Battlefleet Gothic
Yep.
and everything
Yep.
else, so I'm going to throw everything on his side of the board,
Yeah.
nab his objective, obliterate his army. And I felt so bad. There was one time where I was like, I had to move. I was going to charge with my dude that was good at fighting, my Void Dragon,
Oh yeah.
or Void...
Shard.
Void. I was trying to think of a one-page rules-esque
Isn't that what it's
name for
called?
it.
Wasn't it called a
Oh, it
shard?
was called a shard.
Yeah.
It was just a shard.
See, Shard is generic enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shard dragon.
Yeah.
It was a shard dragon.
Yeah.
And I was going to charge you because I wanted to see what it was like in combat, but you were getting so smothered that I was just like, oh, I'll just double move over here and get a little bit closer to Ollie for next turn.
Yep.
Even out
Yep.
the love.
Thank
But
you.
it was rough. He ended up getting us both.
Yeah.
Got me on points at the end. We were both contesting the middle, but it was
Yep.
we did whoever had the most wounds on it. And I forgot to because I sort of looked at it and went, I had 3 Scorpex outside of the main area.
Yep.
And I was like, my 3 dudes in there is going to do nothing. He's got like 20 guys coming in,
Yeah.
or 12 rather. And afterwards I was like, oh, actually, if I had got them all on the objectives, that's an extra 9.
Yeah.
Might have helped, but I think he would have smoked me anyways. He had
Probably.
hordes over there.
Oh yeah.
How many zombies did he have?
60, I think.
Crazy.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
All so
30
well
maybe?
painted.
Units of 10, units of 20.
I think he had
remember.
60.
I think it was 60.
I think
Yeah.
he's painted 70 and he used 60.
painted 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
That actually, I was sure he would have felt that extra 5.
Yeah.
But they looked great, like a
Yeah.
big horde of them. It's good that you can bring it still a horde in 1,000 points of one-page rules.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
So that was cool. He brought a little bit of everything. This
Yep.
awesome 3D printed model that he's made a sort of like a demon
Oh
prince
yeah,
kind
Demon
of.
Prince of Nurgle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
sweet looking army,
Yeah.
completely custom and
Mm-hmm.
great, well painted. Deserved to win.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I guess I could have won. That would have been nice. Oh, you too.
Would have been.
for a
Yeah, I
change.
would have
Yeah.
liked to win.
I guess any of us could have won. That would have been nice. We all deserve to win
We all
on
do.
this blessed day.
Yep. Yep.
So that was good. And it just sort of, for me, it really reminded me how good OPR is at the thing that it does well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's You can get 3 people.
Yep.
Write lists. Throw your things on the table. Play a full game. Pack it all up, and it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you've still got that whole experience.
Yep.
Which is so awesome. I loved it.
We were talking about this earlier, but there's so much we haven't added yet.
Yeah.
That adds just even more layers to it. Like, I'm looking forward to implementing those. Side tangent, I been playing Grimdark Future Firefight with Caitlin a fair bit.
Oh, awesome.
And starting to implement these different rules.
Sure.
And I found it like, when it comes to a new game, unless I've got someone there teaching me, it's hard. It's just hard for me to make sure it makes sense, right?
Yes.
Because everyone can interpret one thing one way, but it may be the other way. But,
Sure.
So I always like doubt myself and stuff like that. But we've been playing, and then we'll find a new rule and be like, oh, next time let's use that.
Yeah.
And then another one's like, oh, next time let's use that.
Yeah.
And you end up not only knowing the game really well, but like you start adding in all these little extra rules that you think like that you would never get to, because like you're like, oh, how am I supposed to add all this stuff when I'm still trying to remember how to move, shoot, attack?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, for sure.
So-
but you can piecemeal it, you know?
You really can. Just like, next time we'll add in this mechanic or whatever. So
It is a cool way that they've sort of designed their rules. I mean, technically you can do it in any game, but it does feel like it's more intuitive and more designed for you to do it that way with the one-page rules layout.
Yeah.
So that is cool. Did you play Firefight with... Oh, you did when we got back.
A turn and a half.
So
I wouldn't even call it a game.
Sure.
Yeah.
It does look good. How do you... Like, you've played a lot of both now. In fact, you played, it looks like, I see a Firefight game over there with Caitlin.
Yep, last night.
And we have an announcement. I don't know if you're not sitting down, you better do it. Because I think you won this game.
Absolutely won this game. I pummeled her. She's not playing with me again.
And you didn't use Robot Legions.
No, I didn't. I used my Blood Brothers.
Not Prime.
Not Prime.
Not Prime. You need to get that extra 10 points.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So good. So back-to-back wins. You've lost yourself a gaming
undefeated.
partner.
Yep.
And potentially a life partner. Take the battles as they come.
This high I'm on right now.
Doesn't even matter. I'll do it again. Yeah, wow.
Yep.
So now having played both of them a ton,
Yep.
do you have a preference? Like if someone's like, hey man, do you want to play Grimdark Future or Firefight?
Good question. Because they're basically the same game. Right?
Sure.
I would play either. I couldn't be any more
50-50.
But like it. I mean, it depends if you want to play, like a normal size army game where you're moving units of 5 and 10. Yeah, sweet.
Or a microphone.
Or if you want to play a skirmish game.
Sure.
It's so either. You know? I think. I mean, everyone likes a big game. You know, like a mass battle game.
Sure.
So I think I would probably, if I had the choice and the time and the energy, I'd go that every time.
Okay.
But if you're talking like 7:30, had a day, Callum wants to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's play some Firefight.
Sure.
Which
So-
is basically last night.
You're perfectly 50-50, but you would prefer Grimdark Future.
Yep. In the ideal situation.
Yeah. And unless you don't want to play that, in which case you'll play Firefight.
Yeah, so
50-50. Yeah, of course. My mistake. I got scrambled.
That's okay.
Awesome. Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Is there enough variance that you don't just feel like, oh, I'm just playing OPR again? Or
Well, the main variance is the stun mechanic.
okay, sure.
You know? So
In
it takes
Firefight.
it takes morale to a different level.
Yeah.
If you take a wound, you're not just killed. You're stunned, and then
Cool.
there's a chance for you to be killed, or whether you can get up and activate next turn.
Sure.
So there's that. It's just that, really.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
A little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
And brings the ability, like if you've got smaller, I mean, that's just all skirmish games.
Yeah.
But if you just want to, I like these things are cool, but I don't want to spend $1,000 on a full army or whatever.
You don't want to spend 1,000 hours painting a full army. It's
Yeah.
like, you just get a little squad together and,
Yeah, that's cool.
10 dudes or something.
10 dudes, 10 dudettes,
10 dudettes.
throw them all together.
Dudes and dudettes.
And I was trying to think of what that fish person from this cartoon I watched was.
I don't know what cartoon it was. Was it something for your son?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Cocomelon?
It's a little fish person. Super adorable.
Okay.
Anyways,
Sure.
that's next week. It's a 2-part episode. First
Yep.
part's vacuums.
Vacuum
Second
cleaners.
part
Yep.
is fish people.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
absolutely.
I am beyond ready.
And that was the end of our Saturday, because then we
Yeah.
went out for dinner, we came back, and we
Yep.
played Battlefleet Gothic.
Yep.
And then you and Ollie played again Sunday.
Sunday. Yep.
You played Test of Honor
Test of Honor.
and 40K.
40K.
These are the games I'm spiced to hear. How did Test of Honor go? What did you play a mission? What did Ollie think?
We played the standard mission.
Sure.
The first one, the opening one.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever it is, just the.
Is that 12 points worth of dudes, or did you turn it up?
I think we did 14.
Okay, cool.
15
Cool,
or something
spice
like
it up.
that.
There we go.
Yeah.
A couple extra people.
Yeah, because it was 12, but I couldn't get we couldn't really get the armies to how we wanted them, so it was like bugger it, let's just do 15, 14,
Sure.
whatever.
Nice small game
So,
then.
Yeah, just that first clash or whatever it's called.
Yep.
And where it was just a kill mission, so you just had to kill the other hero.
Ah,
samurai.
yes, that's right.
And it was great. Like it was. Ollie's a very patient man.
Oh,
so
good.
every time he's like, "So how do we do this?" And I'm like, "Yep, okay."
Ah, yes.
Flick through the book.
Has been a while.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. Yep, all right. So then we do that, and he's like, "All right, cool." So what now? And I'm like, yep, back in the book.
Forgot I had to teach him. Or
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
expect that you knew it better than you did?
I expected I knew it better than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we've done a few battle reports on it. We've played a few games.
Yeah.
I thought it would just come back to me, like that.
Yep.
But, I mean, it did by the end.
Yeah, sure.
The end.
If you had
Yep.
played a second game,
It would have been fine.
You would have been fine, yeah.
Yeah. But there was like little things where it's like, oh, we've been doing that wrong. All right, that's cool. No worries. We'll do this instead.
Sure.
Like just like little things. Yeah. But for the most part, yeah, it was good. I won.
oi, cleaning up. Your turn to teach him a game and then to beat him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anywhere near as one-sided as Battlefleet
Sure.
Gothic.
Sure.
No, but it was good. It was really good. Yeah, just small, 15, 14 points each. Nice looking table, of course, with the terrain that you've put together.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get more of that terrain.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff.
I think, is that the company Foregrounds? Did they go out?
I think they went under.
Don't know how. That stuff's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's close shop. Maybe they didn't go under.
Maybe they're still above ground.
Maybe the stuff was too good. They weren't selling enough of it
That's what it is.
because it doesn't break.
It intimidates people.
Yep.
Oh, no, yeah, yours is good too.
Yep.
They sell it, and then they never have to sell a second one because
Exactly.
it doesn't break. Yeah, that's right. That's what
It's
it
got
was.
to be it.
Yeah.
Got to be it.
So, and what did Ollie like it?
He did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he loved it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I just said to him, like, sorry, dude. I thought I knew this better. He's like, nah, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It was good. It was very good. It was good. And he, like, by the end of it, he knew.
How
He's
to
a smart
play.
man. He picked it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it is one of those games where I think I do the same thing every time we go to play it. I'm like, oh, let's just throw it together.
Yeah.
It's a simple game. And then you get in and you're like, actually, there is a little bit of depth, especially the
Yeah.
complexities around criticals and fumbling
Yep.
and your heroes and the injuries
Yeah.
and all that stuff, honor, dishonor. So there is a little bit extra there.
We didn't have to worry about honor and dishonor because our heroes never actually fought each other. We were just like
Sure.
chopping up each other's like chaff.
Yeah. It's actually for when your heroes chop chaff, but it doesn't matter.
Isn't it? I thought it was for against samurai. Oh,
It's like when it's when your samurai goes to fight someone and has the ability to, if you attack them,
dishonorably you get an extra dice.
Correct.
Honorably you lose a dice.
correct.
Yeah, we understood that, but we thought it was against each other, as in each samurai.
No, it's
Samurai
against
v
anyone.
samurai.
Yeah,
It's against anyone.
it's against anyone. But it's if they've already used their avoid
If
token.
they can't try to avoid it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah. So you can choose then.
Well, things might have gone differently.
I doubt it. You would still
Yeah.
have toasted him, man. Toasted him for sure, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. I do love that game. We need to play more of it
Yeah, we do. Yep.
and paint more of it.
Yes.
I saw you have more than I thought you did.
I got a. Yeah.
That's all the footsore stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And some of the plastic. Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got another 30 samurai
Far out.
from Grey for Now Games, just silver. Might slap chop them.
Do it.
Might slap chop
Do
them
it.
because looking at them was too intimidating.
Yeah.
I was going to get them commission painted by the same person that did
Yeah,
that.
but he's not doing it though.
He's not doing it anymore. And
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm like, well, then it's going to look different no matter what. So I might as well just slap chop them and throw them on the table. I'd love to play I reckon some big scale games of it would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
40 points, you know?
Far out.
That kind of thing.
That's some shit.
On a 6x4.
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me that.
Hell yeah.
So that was cool. That's cool. I'm glad you guys I'm glad Ollie got to experience it because it's like,
Yeah.
it's a game you can't really just get in. You can't get into on your own.
No.
You know, there's going to be no local scene.
Yeah.
The accessibility we've talked about is tough for an Australian, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to get a bit of a collection and put on like some days and get people playing it.
Yeah. Just some trier days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try out.
Tell me about your 40k game.
Oh, man.
How'd Ollie rope you in? Was it you felt like you owed it to him?
I owed it to him.
Yeah.
He did drive 800 kilometers.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. That's honestly fair.
I was very anxious is the wrong word, but I was I guess apprehensive.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, like not enough of my army's painted. I don't know my army. I don't know anything. I know nothing. Right?
What were you playing?
I ended up playing as Death Guard.
You have Death Guard?
Ollie's Death Guard.
Oh. No wonder you didn't know your army.
No, but I was looking at my Necrons and
sure.
my Gene Stealer cults,
Sure.
and I had enough to make armies, right?
Sure.
Unpainted, that would have been.
Yeah.
But Ollie's like, oh, well, play one of these, like Dark Angel, because he brought his Dark Angels and his Death Guard.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sweet, no worries. I was like, all right, well, you played Death Guard yesterday, so I'll play Death Guard today.
Cool.
So he's like,
Awesome.
yeah, sick, no worries. Set it up. Had 2,000 points each.
Full size.
Like he printed out like all the Battle Scribe stuff and this thing called Pretty Scribe, which makes it look nice.
Yes. I have
and
heard.
And they were in pockets, and he had flip books full of like stratagems and everything. He was prepared.
Yes.
That's an understatement.
Yes.
Like, this man was like so ready for anything. Like
That was the first thing I noticed when we went in and he started bringing his stuff in. I was like, he is so well organized.
Yeah.
This is a man who has children because he knows he gets these little slivers of time and he doesn't want to waste them pulling out stratagems, printing out Battle Scribe, flicking through Battle Scribe.
Yeah.
Boxing up his army. So he's got it all magnetized. Everything's in a flip book. That makes total sense.
Yep.
That fits the bill.
Yep. So we set all that up, played. I don't know which mission it was. There was 5 objectives on the table. The person that controlled the center, by the end, I think it was like 5 points each.
Sure.
Each round.
Wow. Big.
And yeah, played that, and it was a close game.
Sure.
Close game. It was 47 to 52.
Yep. So you did primaries, secondaries, objectives. You played the full shebang.
Yeah, assassinate and something else. Oh, behind enemy lines or whatever it's called.
Sure.
We have to get in their deployment zone.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah, so I won that one too.
You've been winning
He
games.
basically won. He was playing. I was like, moving the model.
Sure.
Nah.
You were his movement piece.
Yep.
You were his AI programmed robot. Yeah.
Yep. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. It made me enjoy 40k again.
Interesting.
There was a lot of things there which I was like, oh yeah, I remember all this.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's some new things because it's changed a fair bit.
Sure.
The way stuff works is a little bit different than how it used to.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was pretty much the same.
Yep. You were like, oh, actually, I do know this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not rushing out to play it anytime soon, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
It's good.
So if someone came and said, hey, man, you want to play 40k? You'd be like, sure.
Yeah. I'd be like, do you know how to play? And if they say yes, I'll be like, well. And if they're like, yes, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, let's just play one-page rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, I mean, I couldn't, like, if I had have tried to play one of my armies where I didn't have stratagems or didn't even know the army or know the special abilities, would have got decimated, right?
Right.
Decimated because
Sure.
there was things there that, like, I would do, and I'll be like, oh, no, you get that because of this, you know, like this aura or this buff or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
You know, this ability allows you to do whatever. So, like, that help there
Sure.
was what made me do as well as I did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if he hadn't have helped me at all, it would have taken twice as long because I would have been like going through every page of Battle Scribe and like looking at every stat every time. But a lot of things like, it's intuitive, by the end, you know what you're hitting on and what your wounds are and all that sort of stuff. But like,
Yeah.
Do
you feel like the biggest barrier for you into 40k is not knowing your army? So you fear you're going to get there, play a game, and not enjoy the experience because you're going to get decimated because you've got no idea. There's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas if you were confident with your army rules, you're less apprehensive than even if you did get beat. You'd be like, well, I got beat, but I understand why.
Yeah.
The worst part is just being like, well, did I play good or bad, or
or is his army
what just happened?
bad, or I get what you're saying. I think it'd be a bit of both. I think that would definitely play a part, but like I also think like there's parts of 40k which I don't enjoy.
Sure.
I don't enjoy the I go you go aspect.
Yeah.
I just think like by now I've played enough alternating activations that it just makes the game feel so much more dynamic.
Yeah, totally.
There are times when I'm like, okay, like a whole go isn't so bad.
Yes.
But like in 40k, it can just be absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
And like it can all come down to losing one crucial unit, and then you're like, well, there goes my, whatever, and now I've got no way of killing them.
Yeah.
Like, that was my only like AP, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, unless the dice gods are shining upon me,
Yes.
I'm stuffed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, where alternate activations, you can kind of, I just feel like you can play it out more. You can react to things better.
Yeah, I feel like alternating activations balance out a game better too.
Yeah.
So like, whereas 40k right now, the top armies are those ones that can just like they've got obviously these really powerful linchpins.
Yeah.
And you can't move them because they stack auras and stack abilities.
Yeah.
It's much harder to pull off combos and stack things in an alternate activation where it changes every turn. You have to constantly react.
Really does.
You don't just go, I'll set my pieces up optimally.
Yep.
Take out the things that are the biggest threats, and then let you have half a turn because I've already removed the other half of your stuff.
Yep.
So it kind of feels like you can't just snowball, go all in on a certain strat because it's alternating activations,
Yeah. Like, there was times in the game where it was just like it didn't feel so bad in our game. It didn't feel like there wasn't really any time where it's like one of us wipes the other half of the army in one go.
Yeah.
It was kind of like it was down to the last turn.
Yeah.
And it was down to like the last, the very, very end.
Yeah.
It all came down to like he was holding that middle objective, and I'd whittled his army down to basically just what was it, like a captain and some blade guard veterans or something, right?
Yeah.
I'd taken out everything else.
Yeah.
Terminators and all, like it was good, it was great, and I had to get him off that objective.
Sure.
So I managed to like charge in with some of my Terminators and Typhus.
Yeah.
And they were just beasts in combat.
Awesome.
Like it was just a couple of rolls of dice, and it was like, yep, done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was
That's
like
cool.
clutch right at the very end because Caitlin came in and she's asking about dinner or something like that, and I'm like, hang on, I'm like this is it right here, right now.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Yeah.
She knows now.
Yeah. I do feel like 40k has the most of those moments.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it is. Maybe it's the scale of your turns, and maybe it's how emotionally intense the game is.
Yeah.
That when you finally get to those moments, they are so clutch.
Yeah.
I don't think any other game captures it to the point that 40k does. I know other games have clutch moments, but you're almost less invested if it's a beer and pretzels kind of game.
Yeah.
So I feel like it brings that with it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I also do like how most of the games you play against similar opponents, or at least helpful opponents.
Yep.
Because opponents that are better than you, who are nice people and decent human beings, who aren't winning at all costs, will bring they'll bring you up.
Yeah.
And take their game down a little and make it an even game.
Yeah, that's right. If you do something, they'll be like, hang on.
Sure you want to move off that objective?
Yeah. It's like, are you trying to do this?
Yeah, because my guys have this little gotcha that I'm worried you think you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play this.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, no, I won't.
And I'm going to say like 95% of people out there, they're not going to let you fall for a gotcha moment. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
There are some people out there that are just those kinds, and they'll like wait for you to fall, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Ha, I win,"
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like most people, I think will be like, "Hang on a minute, I know what you're trying to do, but
Yeah.
would
Be
you
careful
rather
of
do this?"
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think when you play against those people, I am surprised consistently at how 40k balances the you go, I go. Like
Yeah.
the amount of times I've played and it feels like they've blasted a third of my army off the table.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it should be over, right? 70% versus 100%.
yeah, yeah.
You know, it should be done.
You still can do some damage,
And then you throw it back.
Yep. Yeah.
And you take out 20%. You're like, hang on a minute. It's a
Yeah.
little bit more balanced now.
Yeah.
And then they hit you the second turn. You're like, oh, wait, this is a game.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So there are those few little moments that
Yeah.
suck you back in.
Yeah.
I know when I played against Dave a couple times with my beast snaggers, I had those moments where I was like,
yeah.
I'm going to get decimated. And then he killed a whole squad on
Yeah.
turn one with like one deep striking unit.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, all right, game over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I still lost miserably, but it turned into a game, you
Yeah.
know? And it
Yeah.
had so many of those moments that you discussed where it's like, everyone shut up.
Yeah.
I need to focus on this roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It was good. It was good. It was very good.
So your arm could be twisted to play
Oh yeah.
if
Yeah.
someone
Yeah, that's
didn't want to play one-page rules.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
It
I
was
mean,
an awesome weekend.
for me, it was a great Saturday because it was just
Yeah.
like a whole day.
You've got a pregnant misso and a little one.
Yes, a fam
Very pregnant misso.
and a very little one.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you talking about my son? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so excited. Like, there were so many games I wanted to play,
Yeah.
and we just ran out of time. And I was like,
Yeah.
it almost made me realize, it almost made me think about the collection of games I've got
Yeah.
and time
Yeah.
and what that looks like. And I was like, maybe I need to, like, I'm not going to cull anything or sell anything, but maybe I just need to really focus in on a few things
Yeah.
and play those few things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I keep constantly trying to have all the games.
Yeah.
So that if anyone wants to play something,
You've got it.
I've
Yeah,
got it.
That makes sense.
And I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But what I end up with is a bunch of games that I don't play.
Yeah.
So I would like to focus it. But I really wanted to play Infinity. So we're going to have to play Infinity at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I'll
need
play
to teach
them.
you. Yeah.
Yep.
Infinity models. One-page rules. No, I'm just kidding. We'll play actual Infinity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the only thing I felt like we left off the table. Maybe Legion would have been cool, but I feel like because everyone's got a little bit of Legion,
Yeah.
maybe next time everyone's down, we'll hit that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was good fun. Hopefully, if you've played those games, have any thoughts about those games, jump in our Discord.
Yeah,
Let us know which of those games we played are you the most interested in. I'm curious if people have played much Battlefleet Gothic,
Yeah.
if they love it as much as Ollie does.
Yep.
If your organizational skills are as on point as his,
The
let
only
us know.
thing he was lacking was those little coloured tabs you put on the pages. So
I bet he left him at home.
yeah, probably. I'm sure. He did.
Awesome.
So yeah, thanks guys for listening and watching. We hope you have enjoyed. It's been a bit of a kickback and just a bit of a reminisce,
Yeah.
reflect on the weekend.
We haven't really talked since we played
No,
on
not
Saturday.
really.
It's been a big weekend, big week.
Massive, yeah.
So it's
Yep.
good to get your thoughts on the games that you played.
Yeah, yep.
Which of all of those things, just quickly, before we close out.
Yep.
Which was your favorite single game?
Oh, that's hard. That's so hard. I think game. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah. I'm trying to think
I'm
myself.
torn between 40k and Battlefleet Gothic.
Yeah, wow.
Yep. I just think like 40k,
Games,
like
Games Workshop properties.
yep. I'm back in.
I'm back, boys. Games Workshop's back on the menu.
I just like. I mean, like the full game of 40k was good to play it again. When it was so much fun. And there were so many moments that we're both just pissing ourselves laughing, like you know, whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Battlefleet Gothic was awesome because it was new.
Yeah.
It was different, you
Yeah.
know. 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, yep.
Games Workshop or not?
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome.
All right.
Very
thanks,
cool.
Thanks, guys. Make sure to check out hobbyhomies.com for links to all our stuff on there. You can find our merch. You can buy Hobby Homies shirts. You're wearing not a Hobby Homies shirt.
I don't know what it is, to be honest.
And there's other ways to support us as well. Like we've got Patreon, and you can just like the videos, share them with your mates, subscribe. All that stuff helps heaps. Spotify, you can actually leave a 5-star review.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah, I found it the other day. I was like, I'll give us a 5-star review.
And now we got one.
And now we got one.
Yeah, nice.
Click on the 3 little dots and then go leave a review. You don't have to write anything, just 5 stars. That helps heaps, helps
Yeah.
other people find us, helps our community keep growing. Our Discord, links there on hobbyhomies.com. And massive thank you to our patrons. Without
Absolutely.
you guys, we wouldn't be doing it as we do it.
As we do it. We wouldn't do it at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, no, we'd still probably do
Oh,
it.
yeah, of course.
It just wouldn't be mics.
No.
Or episodes.
Or lights.
or lights.
Massive shout out to Burnsy, Whack, Farm Dinosaur, MJ, Lethal, Moose, Penny, Gridlock, Battle Maps Jack, and Test Dummy.
We also got Elko, Churchy, Rad, Ollie, Hockers, Aggro, Bravo 14, RJ Hill, and Big Roach. Also, big special thank you to Charlie, our newest patron. Thank you so much.
Welcome, homie.
Welcome.
Yep.
You're amazing in the Discord. We've loved having you. I think you even won something on the last live episode.
He did.
You deserve it.
Yep.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you all next week for Vacuums and Fish People.
Hero. Peace.
Woo! Big up to the boys, Fox and Shane. Set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50-50, we cold as ice. One thing cold, but a penny turn red. Can't let that shit in my head, war gaming.